We have here More Raca from Kosovo, the director of an amazing first feature film. And the first question is, of course, since your own father is the main actor and the producer, how he participated in your work here? I mean, and how he influenced you, let's say, the years before in your lifetime? Because these are two particular questions, two different questions, actually.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's a great honor to have Andromeda Galaxy on the Balkan competition at the Sofia International Film Festival. When I was writing Andromeda Galaxy, I had to focus a man who is 43, at the same age that my father is, and the obstacles he had to overcome in the society where he faces so many injustices and so many struggles. And throughout my life, I have been following my father's journey as being an actor in Kosovo and having all these obstacles to overcome and things that sometimes can be very strange for an actor to deal with. So I always wanted to have him as part of the film and to cast him for the part of Shvatim, because for me, he personifies this person who is very, very strong, and even on difficult situation can find different ways and plays to overcome struggles. But when I was writing the script, I gave him a draft and he read it and he was so in love with the character, but he loved that so much that he was a bit skeptical because he said it's either make it or break it character. There is no in between. And he was not very convinced because he thought there would be like this emotional relationship that we have as father and daughter, and maybe he cannot give his best. But after convincing him and talking, he agreed to do the part of Shvatim, and I was very happy because he gave up everything for that period of time, and we would go on real locations and do rehearsals and build Shvatim's world, build the character, and he gave so much output to the story as well. So for us, it was more like living on Shvatim's world and doing different experiences before going into the actual shooting.
We actually really enter to Shpetim's world when we see him how he communicate with his teenager daughter. So probably you used some autobiographical moments, even though probably they were not so tough. I mean, they're in a really tough situation. But I mean the common human side of the things.
Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, my father was this figure that believed so much in me. And despite being a woman where there's so much obstacles to overcome in the society, he was always pushing me to do my best and to seek for my position in the society. So that's what I was trying to build with Shvatim and Zana, to a character, a man who, despite poverty and despite not having the chance to education and to other access to information, he is a very supportive father and push his daughter to become the very best version of herself and even sacrifice himself for future. So this is based on several stories I heard because I did so much research on people who left because of financial and economical reasons, and I was talking to them, and their concerns were about their children and for their future. So it's part of different stories of different people I've been talking to when researching for the script.
I follow with great interest new movies from Kosovo, and actually, a couple of years ago, we had this film Babai by Visar Murina, and it shows a kind of totally different father in almost the same situation, actually.
Yeah, I feel as a society in transition and a society that came from a war, there are many themes that we can deal on with our films, and they are related to this transition and to the struggles and issues that we face, and which are of different natures. And I feel that what we have been trying to do as a filmmaker is bring different pieces of reality to screen, and in a way tell our stories, tell who we are and how several events have affected our life today. And migration was an issue in different periods of time, and it's still happening nowadays. And when I was writing Andromeda Galaxy, there were vast number of people leaving for financial, economical, or even medical reasons. And there was this vast number of people, not just from Kosovo, but from the Balkans in general. So I feel that our cinematography is representing our everyday life in different aspects.
I'm totally agree, and when you say not only in Kosovo but on Balkans, I'm totally agree because, for example, we didn't have war recently here in Bulgaria, and the history is a bit different and the language is different. But I know people who was about to sell their kidney to survive and to help their families.
Yeah, I mean, we face similar issues, and it's a story that can be the story of another person living on a different country of the Balkan, because I feel that we all feel with each other because we go on similar issues and similar struggles when it comes to the well-being and having a secure and safe lifestyle.
And it's difficult to talk about optimism or pessimism because both sides and all the shades are in this film. But probably the most optimistic thing is the title itself, that we could still talk about something which is very beautiful. It's very far from us, even though we experience a kind of really difficult everyday life.
Yeah, exactly. I was aiming to show the characters as they would have been in real life, because when I was researching and talking to people, and even with the people I share the same society with, is they have so many problems, but they are very optimistic. And I feel like as people living on the Balkan, this is the characteristic of us, that when like people come here, they know the way that we're living and all the problems we have, but everyone leaves with a good impression of optimism and people dreaming for a better future. So I was trying to show this character and their poverty, but not just deal with the poverty as an issue, but with their human relations and finding happiness on very small things, and things that many other people take for granted, like playing around the RV, or learning how to drive a car, or looking for Andromeda Galaxy, is the thing that life has offered us. And it's only with people in these kind of circumstances that we know the beauty of little moments, and on sharing something with each other that doesn't have to be material. And I was trying to bring this, and also a sense of optimism that maybe things will change, and maybe they will get to see Andromeda Galaxy. Maybe it's totally the contrary, but still there is a possibility that things will change for better.
What I read in the film also is a kind of you captured certain moment. I mean, certain moment of a couple of weeks, for example, and there is no need to explain how the mother died or what will happen after the immigration, if it would be successful or not. You're really talking about here and now.
Yeah. Since like there are now people, they're living day by day, and the future is not certain. So we as an audience, I wanted the audience to experience what it is like to be this kind of character, that his everyday life, his attempt into finding a job, and the idea that the future is not certain for these kind of people, because they will never know what tomorrow expect from them. So they live day by day. And yeah, I was trying to be as close to the reality as possible and put the audience on this character's shoe in order to witness what he's like. And it was a combination of realism and also poetic cinema, that I didn't want it to have much talking between characters, and to use the language of film to tell different choices they make, and different stories within a film.
Some of the most poetic elements are, of course, the expression of the faces, but also the music. The music was amazing, very delicate. You don't think about listening to the music, but it's there. So could you tell us a bit more about working on this sound process of?
Yeah, the whole process has been very interesting, because we as a team, we work with a very, very little budget. We have 50,000 to make the whole picture. So the beauty of it was that it attracted people that were very much in love with cinema, and people who are willingly helping and being part of the film because they love the script, and they love the way that we decided to work. So for the music, it was part of Italian co-production that we did, and the composer is Matteo Carbone, who lives in Italy, and I let him build the music of the film. It's not that I gave instructions or much ideas and tips. I just wanted him to watch and to experience. So he made like different lines of music, and one that was linked to Shpatim, the other to the daughter, and the third one to the other characters that were within the film. So he kind of built the music based on the emotional state of the character in different parts of the film. And when I listened to it for the first time, I was very emotional, especially when it comes to the father and daughter moments, because he studied the character so much, and he put all his heart and his soul and his experience into making the music. And yeah, I was very happy, because we didn't want to illustrate. We just wanted the music that puts us in the state and in the feeling of the characters.
You succeeded.
Thank you.
And something else. Yeah, the last year we live in a weird situation, and that's why I don't know if you already have any personal feedback from audience, but do you have any audience that you already talked to? I don't know, in Kosovo or in Macedonia or in Spain or in Italy?
Yeah, I mean, my first and the last physical screening happened at the San Sebastian Film Festival, when we were on the work in progress section. And we screened the whole film there, but it was just for the industry people and for the media. So that was my first and the last interaction with an audience, and people in person telling me the feeling and what they thought about the film. And also to specific friends who I have invited into like my home for screening, and we discuss about the film. But all the feedbacks that I got were like via email, social media, and other like virtual feedback. It's a very different form. As a filmmaker, you can never imagine having your debut film screened in this way. But at the same time, I'm very happy and grateful that the festivals have found different alternatives to connect us to the audience and have our work screened. And I feel that with these virtual screenings, more people can have access into the film. So this is kind of a good a good aspect, because people who cannot travel to the festivals because they have different things going on, they could virtually watch the film. And it's like every day when Andromeda is screening on a festival, I get virtual feedback from people and the audience that watch it.
And what's the most often comment of different spectators of the film?
Yeah, I mean, what draw attention to the audience is the realism and the emotion that the characters give to the audience. We had very interesting feedbacks and very lovable feedbacks. And what makes me happy the most is that people describe it as a small film, but full of love. So I think for me as a filmmaker, that makes me very happy that we managed to transmit this kind of emotion to the audience. It's a shared feeling with people who watch the film, so it makes me very happy. And at the same time, I'm very happy that the festivals are taking care of people's health and doing these restrictions to prevent.
Okay, and let's see what will happen after. Probably you already think about any next project.
Yeah, actually, I will go very soon into the production of my documentary film. It's titled Home is Where the Films Are, and is a personal story that tells about the power of film on different circumstances, and it's mostly based on my experience as a refugee child and the power of outdoor screenings of cartoons and children movies linked to today's refugee and their access to film, especially to those living on refugee camps, and how film is the window for them to dream and to hope for a better future. So I'm very excited and very, very emotional about this story. And we will start production very soon. And I hope I will have also the chance to present in Bulgaria.
I wish this to you and to our audience too. The last thing is a kind of message to Bulgarian audience who is just about to see the film in a couple of days.
Yeah. For me, this festival has a great meaning because I've been following it for years, ever since I was studying filmmaking. So I was reading the lineup and the guests, and it's a great festival. It's a great honor to be part of this great competition. And every year, this festival is a great example of a great lineup of films. And for me, it's a great honor, and I hope they will enjoy the film. I hope they will feel with the characters.
More Raca, the director of Andromeda Galaxy, a special guest of 25th Sofia Film Festival Talks. Falenderit.
Faleminderit. Thank you so much.